Hey everyone, it's James from Hawaii Wedding Studio, and welcome to my podcast. Every week I publish a deep dive blog on my website specifically designed for couples that are planning to get married on Oahu. To give you a fresh perspective on the topics, I've had my digital research team analyze the latest blog post and discuss the highlights and hidden gems. They've done all the data crunching, and I've done the officiating. So let's listen in on what they found this week.
Ruling back, trying to talk into facts. Stay a while, press and play. You're smart, great, every day.
Okay, so picture this. You've spent, maybe 18 months, thousands and thousands of dollars, and just like an ungodly amount of emotional energy planning the dream wedding.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the tickets, you're flying to Oahu. The beach is that, perfect, impossible turquoise that looks photoshopped, but it's real.
Right.
The sunset's doing that whole purple-orange thing. You look incredible. Your partner looks incredible. It is the moment. And how is this perfect moment captured for all time?
Oh, I know exactly where this is going.
It's your Uncle Bob holding an iPad at arm's length with his thumb completely covering the lens.
Yep, the thumb.
Classic. And the sun is washing you out, so you just look like two glowing, holy blobs of light. Or, even worse, he's shooting video vertically.
A truly terrifying image.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's a tragedy we see way too often in the data. The iPad uncle phenomenon is real.
It's so real. People spend a fortune on the destination, the flights, the dress, everything, and then totally skimp on the documentation. So today we're doing a deep dive into why that is just a terrible, terrible idea.
Specifically in Oahu, we've got a whole stack of research here.
We do. We're looking at a great breakdown from the Hawaii Wedding Minister blog by Daniela Huayson. This one's from July 2025, and a whole bunch of user reviews that they really paint a specific picture.
It's a really interesting data set. And the mission today isn't just to say, hire a photographer. I mean, that's too simple.
Right.
We want to explain the why and the how. Like, why is freezing time actually worth the investment? And how does this one named James Chun of Hawaii Wedding Studio just keep popping up as the guy who makes it all work?
And look, I am ready to poke some holes in this. I love a good DIY project. I built a bookshelf once. It leaned a little, but I built it. But a wedding in Hawaii, that feels like trying to do your own dental work.
It is incredibly high stakes.
Yeah.
And from a psychological view, there's a real need for memory preservation. It's not just vanity. It's about how we process these huge life events. So, yeah, let's unpack it.
Okay, so let's jump right into that first big fallacy, the I can just use my iPhone argument.
Yes. My cousin has the new one. It have cinematic mode.
Exactly. My cousin Steve can just follow us around. And I mean, let's be honest, the cameras are really good now, so why is this a fallacy? Why can't I just trust Steve?
They are good. The tech in our pockets is amazing, no doubt. But our source, that blog by Daniela Huayson, makes a really strong technical point. It's not about the megapixels. It's about the environment. She talks about eliminating challenges. And this is the part people forget. Hawaii isn't a studio. It's not a soundstage with perfect lighting. It's wild.
Right. Mother Nature is the uninvited +1 at every outdoor wedding.
Totally. You're dealing with volatility. You've got intense, harsh sun. You get these sudden rain showers that come out of nowhere.
And liquid sunshine.
Liquid sunshine, exactly. You have wind-whipping hair all over the place. A pro photographer understands the physics of that light. The article points out that if the sun is glaring, a pro knows how to position you so you aren't squinting into the camera.
Yeah, that's the difference between a moody romantic photo and looking like a raccoon who hasn't slept in a week.
Precisely. It's about dynamic range. It's the camera's ability to see the bright sky and the dark details on your suit at the same time. Phones just struggle with that on a beach.
So you get a white sky or a silhouette face. One or the other.
You get one or the other. A professional camera sensor, and the person who knows how to use it, is designed to capture that whole range. So the sky is blue and we can see your face.
Okay, so it's a hardware thing as much as a skill thing. But the blog also mentions speed. And I feel like that's crucial because weddings move fast.
Speed is everything. The blog notes that a pro works efficiently. They know the angles. If it starts to rain, they know how to get that romantic notebook rain shot instead of a drowned rat shot.
Drowned rat is definitely not the aesthetic most people are going for.
Probably not.
Yeah.
And think about your cousin Steve. He wants to have a Mai Tai, right? He wants to enjoy the party. So if he's in charge of photos, he's either working or he's not, and he misses the shot because he was checking out the buffet.
That is such a good point. You can't be a guest and a vendor. But beyond the tech stuff, the blog raises a point about creativity that I found really interesting.
Yeah, let's dig into that, because I can hear people saying, it's just a photo. We stand, we smile, click. How much creativity can there be?
Exactly. It's not like you're painting an abstract masterpiece.
Well, that's the misconception. The source argues it's not just documenting, it's writing a distinct style and vision. It's creating a dreamy introduction to your new life.
Okay.
A professional is telling a story. They're framing you against the landscape. Maybe using the curve of a palm tree to frame you both, or using the horizon line to create a sense of scale. They see the geometry of it all.
So it's the difference between, here's a picture of us on some sand, and here's a piece of art that represents our love.
In a way, yeah, it's composition. But I think the most practical takeaway here is actually about stress. This is where the whole DIY thing just falls apart for me.
The stress factor. The hidden tax on every DIY wedding.
The blog says it right there. Hiring a pro takes a big worry off your plate. I mean, think about it. If you ask your cousin to take the photos, you are now a project manager.
Oh, God, yeah.
You're thinking, is his battery charged? Did he get their ring exchange? You're micromanaging your own wedding.
I feel that in my soul. You
Yeah.
can't be in the moment if you're directing the moment. You're producing your own wedding while starring in it.
You can't. You cannot enjoy your own day if you're subconsciously directing the photographer.
Yeah.
By hiring a pro, you're outsourcing that anxiety. You're paying someone else to worry about the light and the battery so you can just worry about, saying, I do.
I love that idea. Outsourcing anxiety. I would like to outsource all of my anxiety, please.
If only. But for a wedding, it might be the best money you spend.
Okay, so we've established the iPhone is a risky bet. But there's another layer to this that I hadn't really considered until reading the blog. It's about the people who aren't there. The ghost guests.
Ghost guests. That's a poignant way to put it.
Well, the blog has this whole section on pictures with your loved ones and sharing your big moments. And it just hit me. Hawaii is far, like really far.
It's one of the most isolated places on Earth. And that's a key point. These are often destination weddings, which means they're intimate. Sometimes it's just an elopement.
Right. So grandma might not be able to sit on a plane for 10 hours. Your college roommate can't afford the flight.
And if they aren't there, the photos are the only reality they have of the event. The blog says professional photos let you spread your happiness. It's how you share this huge life moment with the people who matter but couldn't come.
That puts a lot of pressure on the pictures, doesn't it? If the photos are blurry, grandma doesn't just miss a detail. She kind of misses the wedding. She gets a rumor of a wedding.
She does. And it's not just about proving you were there. The blog touches on something really beautiful, the emotional weight, capturing candid emotion. The tear in a groom's eye, a bride's smile during the vows. These are authentic moments.
I love that phrase, relive them in a genuine sense. Because memories fade, I can't even remember what I had for breakfast yesterday. Was it toast? Maybe. Who knows? So how am I supposed to remember the exact look on my partner's face 5 years from now?
That's the neuroscience of it. We're actually terrible at remembering visual details. We remember the feeling, but the visuals just erode. A high-quality photo acts as a cognitive cue. It triggers that memory.
So a blurry photo is a weak cue.
A very weak cue. But a crystal clear, emotion-filled shot, it just transports you right back.
So you're not just buying photos, you're buying a better memory for your future self. You're basically buying the ability to time travel.
That's a profound way to look at it. But yeah, you're investing in your future nostalgia. You're backing up the hard drive.
Okay, so we need the photos. We get it. Hire a pro. But photos are just one part of the day. Someone has to actually, marry you, run the show.
Right. And this is where we shift from the images to the experience. The best photographer in the world can't save a ceremony that's just chaotic or awkward.
Enter the man of the hour, Reverend James Chun.
James Chun of Hawaii Wedding Studio. Now, we looked at a lot of his Google reviews, and usually reviews are a mixed bag, right? 5 stars, but the parking was bad. But these reviews for James have this really specific, consistent pattern.
They really do. Let's do a quick vibe check. What are people saying?
Okay, so take Jasmine Rose. This review is from about 6 months ago. She calls him a sweet, soft-spoken, and kind soul.
Soft-spoken. I like that. You don't want a loud game show host at your wedding. Come on down, you're getting married.
No, absolutely not. You want a grounding presence. And Jasmine also said he gave them great marriage advice. So he's not just some guy reading a script. Then there's Amanda Paredes from 4 months ago. She called him the perfect person to officiate and said he was supportive and responsive.
Okay, responsive. Let's pause there. Because anyone who has planned a wedding knows that vendors can sometimes run on, let's call it, creative industry time. You send an email and you just hear crickets. You're just refreshing your inbox, aging rapidly.
And this is where James seems to really stand out. The speed factor in these reviews is honestly shocking.
Tell them about Tiana. This story is just wild.
Tiana Burdick. Review from a year ago. She submitted an inquiry, and James responded that night, possibly even within the hour.
Within the hour. I don't even text my mom back that fast.
And get this, she booked the wedding 48 hours out.
2 days.
2 days. She submitted the form. He replied instantly. They set it all up. And 2 days later, she was married. And she said it went beautifully.
That is just sarcasm defying efficiency. I can't even make a joke about it. It's just impressive. But why does that matter so much? Is it just convenience?
I think it's anxiety reduction.
Yeah.
Again, when you're planning a destination wedding, you feel so helpless you're thousands of miles away.
Yeah.
A fast response signals competence. It says, I'm here, I've got this under control. It builds trust instantly.
It's a trust signal. I am not going to ghost you on your wedding day.
Exactly. And it's not just for last-minute elopements. Morgan Patricia Cookman mentioned being part of an international wedding crew. She was confused by the whole process, which makes sense. Legalities are scary. But she said James made it quick, simple, and memorable.
That's a trifecta right there. Quick, simple, memorable, especially if you're coming from overseas. The anxiety of, am I actually legally married? It's got to be real.
For sure. And that connects right back to our first point about photography. The blog mentions that with Reverend James Chun's packages, a professional photographer can be included.
Ah, the package deal, the bundle. But usually bundles mean, lower quality, like the free headphones you get with a new phone.
That's the worry. But here's the key detail. James says his photographers are vetted.
Vetted. That's a strong word. What does that mean in this context?
It implies quality control. It means you aren't getting some random person. You're getting someone whose work James trusts to represent his brand. It's a safety net. If he's as responsive as reviews say, he's not going to risk his 5-star rating on a flaky photographer.
So you hire James, you get the calm, soft-spoken guy who replies to emails in 5 minutes, and he brings a photographer who actually knows how to handle the Hawaiian sun. It's a whole ecosystem.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It eliminates the variable of, will my vendors get along? They're already a team.
So let's talk about where this is all happening. We said Oahu, but looking at the logistics info from the blog, James seems to cover a lot of ground.
He does. He has offices in Honolulu on Ala Moana Boulevard and a leeward office in Pearl City.
Why does having an office even matter? Can't he just work from a surfboard or something?
Legitimacy. It suggests stability. It means he's an established business, not just some hobbyist who got ordained online yesterday.
And looking at the sidebar, the Just the Tips section, which I appreciate that title, it seems he handles the tricky stuff too.
Yes. The boring but essential stuff.
Yeah.
Civil versus religious ceremonies, beach locations, witness requirements.
Wait, witness requirements? Do you actually need witnesses in Hawaii? I thought that was just in the movies.
Well, according to the sidebar, that's a big topic. The fact that he's even addressing it implies he guides couples through all those legal hurdles. If you're eloping, just the two of you, you need to know if you have to grab a random sunbather off the beach to sign your license.
Excuse me, sir. Put down the Mai Tai. We need a signature. Try not to get sand on it.
It happens. Having an officiant who knows those rules inside and out prevents that kind of awkwardness. He knows which beaches need permits. That's huge.
Okay, so let's pull this all together. We have the iPhone fallacy, which we've debunked. We have the ghost guests who need good photos. And we have James Chun, the responsive wizard of Oahu weddings.
It all comes down to the so what factor. And I think one reviewer, Mariana Zambrano, summed it up perfectly. She wrote, "Marrying the love of my life was the best decision I had ever made, but also was choosing Reverend James Chun."
Wow, that puts him right up there with the actual spouse. I choose you and I choose James. That is high praise.
It is. She said, all my worries were taken care of in his hands. That's the impact we're talking about. It's the difference between a day you just survive and a day you actually cherish.
A day you survive versus a day you cherish. That's the tweet right there.
I mean, weddings are high-stress events disguised as parties, especially destination weddings. The combination of a calm officiant like James and a vetted photographer creates this buffer. It protects the couple from the chaos.
It's like an insurance policy for your happiness that day.
That's a great way to put it. You wouldn't drive a rental car without insurance. Why would you do a wedding without professional support?
All right, let's bring this home. If you're listening and planning a wedding in Hawaii or just dreaming about one, what's the main takeaway?
The takeaway is, Don't trust your memories to chance. The blog makes it so clear that time just slips away. You will forget the details. The photos are the only thing that physically remain. And you need a team that respects that.
And don't underestimate the value of a vendor who actually emails you back.
Yes. Responsiveness is a proxy for reliability. And James Chun's reviews prove that.
Honestly, the realization that the photos aren't just for Instagram, that's a big one. They're a time machine.
They are. When you're old and gray, you won't care about how many likes a photo got. You'll care that you can see the sparkle in your partner's eye clearly, not pixelated. You want to see the texture of the day.
You want to see the love, not the pixels.
Beautifully put.
So if you want more deep dives like this, where we take the stress out of complex topics, or just convince you not to let your uncle take your wedding photos, please subscribe. We have a lot more great info coming up about weddings in Hawaii and beyond.
Absolutely. We love digging into this stuff so you don't have to.
And I want to leave you with one final thought. People say professional photography is expensive, but think about this. You're already spending thousands to fly to paradise. You're buying the dress, the rings, everything. If you don't capture it properly, did it really happen the way you think it did?
That is the question. Is a memory real if you can't see it?
If you're spending all that money to fly to paradise, why on earth would you trust your memories to a battery-draining smartphone?
That's a risk I wouldn't take.
Me neither. Thanks for listening, everyone. Go book a pro and give James a call if you're heading to Oahu.
I hope you enjoyed that breakdown. While the hosts are great at spotting trends, remember that they haven't stood on the sands of Waimanalo or felt the breezes that Makapu'ulagai have for the last 3 decades. Now you can find the full original blog post on my website, complete with photos and more details at hawaiiweddingminister.com. And if you're planning a wedding on Oahu, let's make it effortless. Until next time, aloha.